It means a lot of things. I think Memphis is a city very rich with Black history, so it means preservation. I think it means survival. There's a lot of pride in being a Black woman in the city of Memphis because there's been a lot here, and to still be here and to still accomplish things regardless of the history, I think is a plus point.
Do you think
African American women, I think that's a part of the struggle. And, you know, it's kind of like struggling. The crooked room, if you see that as society, it's a society that tries to define people in a certain way, tries to define African American women in a certain way.
By C.S. Lewis, which says, "Friendship is born at the moment when one man says to another, 'What, you two? I thought that was no one but myself.'" You had all kinds of people like
That Black women accept this, and what we started with in terms of, what was the question? What does it mean to be an African American woman in Memphis? And I started by saying I grew up in a family. I grew up, first of all, in a strong community. It was a strong Black community because.
I think that the hardest thing is it's very hard to find equal opportunity in the city of Memphis, I would say. And so there's this, education is very unequal in Memphis. The poor inner city schools get the worst education, and that's something we've known for a very long time. So being a Black woman in Memphis, you are not getting the best education that everyone else is getting, that your white counterparts are getting. But then I think Black women have it harder because they then have Black sons who are put into failing schools, and they're almost kind of blamed for that. It's kind of like, where's your mom? Why aren't your parents? You have a single mother. And there's not so much of a society taking responsibility for the situations they've put people in, especially in the city of Memphis. I think there's a lack of accountability.
Well, I think us as Black women, we do have different lifestyles here in Memphis. Some of us have different backgrounds, and I would say in certain aspects with jobs and stuff like that, it's very different, I guess. I think some people get more privileges than others, and then it's kind of hard sometimes because you're stereotyped to be a certain type of woman, or bitter, or not really just the best. So I guess I can say, for me as a Black woman in Memphis, I think I'm very privileged because of my background and how my parents have raised me and what school I came from.
Sometimes it's difficult because we are put at lower standards than other races, and it sometimes empowers me to do more and achieve more because I know that we have all these stereotypical things above us or ahead of us, and so I guess that's why it's more empowering for a Black woman to live in Memphis because of all of the major things that we have coming.
I feel like just with everyday life, it's easy being a Black woman, but it could be hard sometimes when you're in competition with others.